Salem, Massachusetts, 1692. An 80-year-old man is laid in a ditch. A board is placed on top of his body, whereupon rock after rock are placed. When asked to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, his only response is, "More weight." After 2 days, the man's lungs are crushed, and he is killed. This is the tragic story of Giles Corey, an accused witch in the Salem witch trials in the 1600s. In October of 2003, I had the chance to visit Salem, Massachusetts. I found the history of the town fascinating, as I'm sure you will too. The actual events and the reasons behind the abnormal behavior, as well as the state of the town today, are each spellbinding topics. Starting with the events leading up to the trial, the pandemonium began with Elizabeth Paris, age 9, and Abigail Williams, age 11. These 2 girls began acting strangely. According to the book, Witchcraft in Salem, they were screaming, having fits, spasms. It almost seemed as if they were having seizures. When no medical reason could be found for these actions, the girls began accusing women of the town of witchcraft. The first 3 women accused were 2 outcasts, Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne, as well as a slave from Barbados named Tishba. These accusations started a snowball effect in the town. Over the next 15 months, 150 people were arrested and accused of witchcraft. 29 of them were tried and found guilty, and 20 of these were executed. 5 additional prisoners died in jail while awaiting trial. As I previously stated, Giles Corey was one of the tortured in an attempt to gain a confession. There were other tests performed, such as they would throw the accused witch into a lake. If he or she sank, they were innocent, but if they floated, they were guilty. Either way, their fate was sure to be death. One woman was even convicted on the basis of the testimony of a 4-year-old child. Witnesses began coming forward and accusing friends, neighbors, and even their own family members. And of course, because of the hysteria and fear in the town surrounding the events, everyone believed them. It soon turned into a literal witch hunt. This leads me to the possible reasons behind the mayhem. According to the Food Reference website, one possible cause is something called ergotism. This happens when wheat and rye plants are grown in particularly warm and wet conditions. A fungus will grow in the plant, and when it's ingested by humans, it will cause nausea, headaches, and other flu-like symptoms. If it's left untreated, it can cause hallucinations, spasms. It will almost seem as if you're having a seizure or a fit. Back in the 1600s, when this would happen, and there was no medical reason behind it, the only logical explanation was witchcraft. This was only a catalyst, though, because there were many other reasons to aid. The residents of Salem, Massachusetts were under constant stress. There was always a threat of Indian attacks in the region, and there was always a dispute over land. They were also under constant repression from the British Crown. It only took one person to light the fire for the explosion to begin. Even after all of these theories, it still took 300 years for the witches of Salem, Massachusetts to be declared innocent. According to the Historical Journal of Massachusetts, in 1957, the state of Massachusetts formally apologized to the descendants of those accused. In 2001, the governor of Massachusetts declared them innocent. The famous play The Crucifix is focused on the Salem witch trials. There are also other countless plays, movies, books, and documentaries surrounding the events. Salem, Massachusetts continues to remain a popular tourist spot. Every year, thousands of currently practicing Wiccans travel to the town for a celebration of sorts on Halloween. On the 300th anniversary, in 1992, a memorial was erected in the town for those killed. It's a stone wall in the shape of a rectangle, and every few feet there's a concrete block that sticks out with the name carved into it of one of the 20 people who were executed, how they were executed, and the date of execution. There's even one for the man who was crushed. However, no amount of memorials or apologies can erase what happened in Salem. 20 innocent people were accused of outrageous crimes and executed. Their accusers were most likely under the influence of poison bribe and the influence of stress. Still, the most tragic part is that it took over 300 years for them to be formally declared innocent. This should be a lesson to future generations with regards to finger pointing. If it hadn't been for the false accusations of Abigail Williams and Elizabeth Parris, this historical tragedy could have been avoided. In the words of Bob Marley, before you point your fingers, be sure your hands are clean.